Today I'm gonna start upcycling my old duvet cover. Hi, I'm Megan, welcome to my sewing space, and in this video, I'm going to be starting my duvet cover upcycle. So here is my old duvet cover, 100% cotton, bought it brand new from Target, really loved it, but my dog ripped a hole in it, a pretty big one. Things happen, it's not the end of the world, but this is a lot of fabric. It was not cheap to buy, and I thought that I could use the fabric to make several things and then use the scraps left over from making those several things to make more things. So I have a lot of projects planned for this duvet cover, and one of them is a pair of shorts. So I'm going to use a pair of shorts that I already own as my inspiration, my pattern, try to make something really similar to them. And these are the shorts I'm gonna use. They are gym shorts, but here's the thing. I really like how they fit. I'm a woman whose hip measurement is significantly bigger than my waist measurement and my bust measurement. To find a pair of shorts that I really like the way that they fit is difficult. And I really like the way that these gym shorts fit. I like where it sits around my waist and how it fits through my booty and through my thigh. It has pockets, it has the nice stretchy elastic waistband. The only thing about these shorts that I don't really want to carry over to the shorts that I'm gonna sew with the duvet cover is how it kind of swoops up and then back down right here. I just want this to be straight across. So let me show you how I'm going to make the pattern pieces using these shorts. All right, so I have my shorts to copy, some paper, my scissors, a pencil, and a couple different tools to measure with. So I'm starting off by folding my shorts together at the center front seam, and I'm just marking on either side of the shorts where the waistband connects to the shorts, because I'm going to make my waistband and my main short pieces separate. And then I'm just measuring the length of the inside of my shorts, which is about 14 inches. And then I'm just moving to the outside seam of my shorts, and I'm making sure that this line is going to also be 14 inches. And then I'm just tracing the center front seam, the inseam, the outer curve of the side seam. And then I'm using a ruler to connect the bottom edge and the waistband edge. And just darkening everything up so you can see it a little better on screen. And then I'm gonna add a 1/2 inch seam allowance around everything except the bottom hem. The hem on this is pretty skinny, it's only about 1 centimeter, and I want mine to be thicker at about 1 inch. So what I'm gonna do, cut my pattern piece out to a certain point, right here. And then what I'm gonna do is measure 2 1-inch lines, and I'm going to fold up once and fold up twice, cut the rest of the paper away, so when I fold up my pretend hemline here, everything lines up nice and evenly. So this is my front pattern piece, and I'm going to do the same thing with the back pattern piece. Again, making sure that this outer edge is 14 inches. Right here you'll notice that the back piece inseam is a little longer than the front pieces by about 2 inches. So I'm going to add an extra 2 inches to my pattern piece at the inseam here, erase that line, and then again darken everything up, add my seam allowance, add my 2 1-inch lines, So I'm gonna cut my waistband 24 inches long and 4 inches wide, and I'm gonna cut my waistband pattern piece on the fold. So it will actually be 48 inches long. And here I'm just taking some measurements and freestyling a pocket piece. I think it looks pretty good. I forgot to take into account that these shorts stretch. I gotta do a little math, and then I have to add, I'm guessing probably that much to the side seams of my pattern pieces, but let's do the math. Okay, so my front piece, not including seam allowance, is 16.5 inches at the top, and the back piece is 17 inches at the top. So my waistband, again, not including seam allowance, is 47 inches, and my front and back panels combined is 33.5 inches. So 47 minus 33.5 is 13.5. 13.5 divided by 4 is 3.375, which is the equivalent of 3 3/8 inches. Yay, math! So I gotta add 3 3/8 inches to my pattern pieces here. I had to make an adjustment to the length of my front inseam, so I had to adjust the curve of my front pattern piece. I'm glad I figured it out now while making pattern pieces instead of after I cut into my duvet cover and then it wound up not working out or fitting me. So that took longer than I thought. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so here's my pattern pieces. I have my 2 back panels, my 2 front panels, my 4 pockets, and my waistband. So now I'm just serging my pockets and the side seams of my short panels. Give everything a good press. And then with right sides together, I'm pinning my pocket pieces to my side seams, making sure that I line the top of the pocket up with the top of the panel pieces. This whole project is a 1/2 inch seam allowance except for this step, and I'm doing it at 3/8 inch. That way when I sew my side seams later, the pockets will stay inside the shorts better. All right, and then press the pockets out. Next, I'm placing the 2 back pieces together, and I'm pinning around this curve here. And we are going to do that with the front piece as well. And we're just going to serge these curves right here. For the love of God, do not run over your pins. Ask me how I know. Okay, so now we're gonna do the side seams. Right sides together, I'm placing the front piece onto the back piece, and I'm pinning all the way around the pocket and down the side seam. Back stitch, sew to here, back stitch. That's the first part. And then we're gonna cut our thread, scoot over here, and we're gonna sew all the way around, up, and then down the side seam. So now we're gonna do the inseam area, right sides together, pinning, lining up the front and back seam best we can, and then serging in place. I gotta figure out what size elastic I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try to use 2 pieces of It's not gonna work. So on these shorts, the elastic waistband on the inside is just a solid piece of elastic that they sewed to the inside of the shorts. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3 channels. They're not real channels. It's just one piece of elastic. I think what I'm gonna do is sew 4 or 5 channels in my waistband, 3/8 of an inch apart, and thread my 1/4 inch elastic through those channels to kind of give me the same look. All the elastic will be encased. Right side together, folding my waistband like so. I'm just gonna sew this line here at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press open that seam, and then with wrong sides together, I'm gonna fold and iron down my waistband. Then I'm gonna line my waistband seam up with the back seam of my shorts. Right sides together and raw edges lining up. I'm just pinning the waistband to my shorts. I'm making sure I pin the top of my pockets to the front panels of the shorts. Then I'm going to serge my waistband to my shorts, but I'm gonna leave an 1.5 inch opening at the back seam so I can do my elastic later. Okay, now I have to figure out how many rows of 1/4 inch elastic I'm gonna end up doing. There's a plane going over. Anyway, whether it's gonna be 4 or 5, let's figure it out. And I'm just measuring here and marking with chalk every 3/8 of an inch. And I'm gonna do 3 rows of stitching, which will give me 4 casings, but the top one is a little too thick. It's like 5/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to mark another line to give it like an extra pucker, but that will not be a casing. I'm going to line up these chalk lines with my needle. Then I'm just gonna use a label sticker to help guide my stitch line. And again, I'm going to leave an 1.5 inch opening at that back seam so I can thread my elastic through later. The only line that I'm gonna sew all the way around is the one closest to the folded edge of my waistband, because again, that's not going to be an elastic casing. I'm pressing my seam down towards my shorts, and then I'm just gonna take my elastic and measure around my waist. So it's tight enough that it stays around my waist, but it's loose enough that I can get it over my hips. I'm cutting 4 pieces of 1/4 inch elastic at this length. Then I'm just using a little teeny tiny safety pin and using that to thread my elastic through my openings. I'm starting with the elastic casing closest to the top of the waistband. And I'm not gonna bother with trying to sew elastic together, so I'm just tying a really tight double knot. Here's what 2 rows of elastic looks like, and here's what 4 rows of elastic looks like. Now I'm just sewing those elastic casings shut. Then I'm just serging that last 1.5 inch of the waistband to the main body of the shorts. Just giving a quick press. Last thing to do is hem my shorts. So I'm folding up each leg opening twice at 1 inch, giving a really good press, and then stitching those in place. And then here you go. Finished shorts are complete. What do you guys think? Okay, so let's talk about these shorts. First and foremost, come on. So first and foremost, did a really good job putting the pattern together. Like putting the waistband on these shorts was a perfect match. So I did a really great job with my math to calculate that. So proud of myself for that. Also, I really like the way that these shorts fit. I did a really great job pattern matching these shorts. I actually did too great of a job because when I put my legs together, it is the perfect outline of my crotch. These shorts, though I am proud of them, will not be worn outside of my home. So, do I love these shorts? I love the way they fit, and will I wear them all the time? Not outside my house. I am going to use this pattern again. All right, buddy, get down. Also, side note, here is what my duvet cover looks like now. I still have so much fabric to use. First project of the duvet upcycle complete. If you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!